Hello, ladies. My first MegaWomen event is happening here in Dallas, Texas. And the details will follow very shortly on all my social media platforms. So what will you expect when you come here to Dallas? You will have free health screenings. You will learn about branding. Somebody is going to pitch their idea and win a prize. But most importantly, one of the things I am passionate about is seeing our young ladies go to the collegiate level. And we're going to have the opportunity to give somebody scholarship in this meeting. So I hope that you will make plans. You will bring your girlfriends, you will share, but you will follow me on social media for all the updates for the first MegaWomen event here in Dallas. I look forward to seeing you ladies. Why? Because we are a hidden economy. Bringing awareness to domestic violence. And as you know, I like to give you a scripture that describes my guest to you. Isaiah 61 verse 3. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back my friend, a returning guest, Valerie Kelso. We have now grown to love each other, spend time together. But you know, one of the things that I have got to know about you is that heart for domestic violence, those that are survivors of it. Right. Why is this important to you?
Because I went through my own domestic violence myself, and if it wasn't for my faith in God, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. So that's the reason why. Because if God can deliver me, I want to be able to reach another woman who's going through something. Because domestic violence is one of those things that are swept under the carpet. Especially when it comes to October, when it's domestic violence month, everyone always seems to concentrate on the cancer. But before you can get to cancer, usually you talk to that woman that might have gone through some form of domestic violence or abuse. But they never really talk about domestic violence. So I want to bring awareness to let people know if you don't get the healing from a child, you will walk into a domestic violence relationship. You don't get the healing from there, then 9 times out of 10, the body will manifest cancer. That's why because women, we carry a lot.
We internalize things.
Yes. And so that's why domestic violence, my goal is to try and reach as many women before their body breaks down and it turns into another form of sickness.
And so what was the domestic violence that you personally walked through?
My domestic violence started when I was about 17 years old.
Wow.
Yes. And I lost a baby through domestic violence. Never got pregnant again. You know what I mean? I nearly had my wrist sliced off. So what I'm doing now, I shouldn't really be doing it.
Right.
So it started at an early age. My baby daddy didn't want another child, so he beat me. And it just escalated from there.
Yeah.
And so I did not know that despite what I was going through, God was positioning me into my purpose today.
Yeah, I know it sounds hard to say that,
you know
right?
What I'm saying, but trust me, I am so blessed to be able to sit here with you and talk about my journey because it hasn't been easy. Because usually when a woman goes into one domestic violence, she will go into another one.
Absolutely.
Because what we tend to do is try and cry on somebody else's shoulder, and that person is looking at it like, well, if she can take this from this person, she can then take it from me.
Yeah.
So, so...
Because the saying is that an abusive person always find that we call it the law of attraction, another abuser who's also hurt and is still hurting. How did you break free?
I had to put my trust in God.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, even when I came into this country, because I came here 12 years ago, 13 years actually today.
Wow.
I've been in this country 13 years.
I didn't know that, my friend.
And so even when I got married to a gentleman over in this country, it wasn't until 2018 when I finally broke the chains.
Oh.
And it sounds crazy because it wasn't with a guy that I broke free. Because I had my divorce in 2017.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 2018 when my family came over from England. And I was so angry with God. I was going to let them take me home.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I thought I was done. I might as well commit suicide and let them take me home in a box. But when I got to that airport and me and my sister got into it, that was when I finally broke free. That was when it wasn't from the abuse. It was from childhood trauma.
Wow.
And I had to go right back to when I was a child, being told I was ugly, being told you will never get a boyfriend, even though I did have one, being told I looked like olive oil. And all the name callings.
I understand.
And I had to go through that with my sisters at the airport. And when I left that airport, I felt like I had nothing to declare. There was nothing more I could do. And that was when I finally broke free and became Valerie.
So do you think it's in the confrontation? Because clearly the family didn't know, or did they know what you'd gone through? No,
because you don't tell someone what you're going through. You know what I mean? Most of the times you tend to hide it because people, it's got to be you.
Yes.
It's never the guy, because I call them street angels, house rats. And the men are nice out on the street and I'll pull your chair out and do all the things that people can see and they think, you've got a great guy. But behind closed doors, it was something different. So that's why, you know what I mean, my family, I didn't tell. Some of my sisters knew, but they never knew to the extent,
to the depth
of what I was going through.
And so what's that conversation like? Because this is at the airport. You haven't even taken them to your home yet.
No, they were going back home to England. And I was angry because it was like, you're leaving me here. Why are you leaving me here? Can you not see that I'm broken?
So they weren't here to rescue you.
No.
It was an abandonment moment.
That's right.
Okay.
So there was going home and all of them were going home, and the 17 days that not one of them had realized how much I was breaking.
Wow.
And so at the airport, it was like I unleashed everything. And that was when I felt like God had just released everything from me. It says, Valerie, now you can be the woman I've called you to be.
Yeah, you can trust God fully.
Yes. And that's what happened. It was when they were leaving me and I felt like, could you not see that I was hurting?
For 17 days.
For 17 days.
Eating food, fellowshipping, going out together.
And they couldn't see.
You know, Valerie, that is such a point, because, you know, you've dealt with so many women like this who say, I just need to be seen or I just need to be heard. And here you are having family fun, family gathering, reconnecting, right? Family reunion. And yet still not being seen.
No. And
so now how do you help women deal with that?
Because I tell them you've got a voice. That's why I wrote my book. You've got a voice. Use it, because people don't know you're breaking if you don't tell them.
Yeah, so true.
And I never told my family what was really going on inside of me. You know, the depression, the suicidal thoughts. They didn't know none of those things because you still smile, you still laugh, you're still going to work every single day.
Functioning depression. Depression.
The mental health and, you know what I'm saying? But now I love who I am.
Yeah.
And now since I release, now I'm seeing people flocking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And so you set up an organization. What's the organization you set up?
It's called Purple Light Touch Foundation.
Yeah.
And the reason why that was set up was because when my family came to see me in 2015, they said to me, do you know what a narcissist is? And I says, no. They says, do you know what gaslighting is? And I said, no. So they told me, you need to go and look it up. And I did not realize I was in that kind of a relationship.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I found out, I sat down night after night, like how you see me writing my books, doing my organization skills. Didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I had to get out from under that control.
Yeah.
And so that's when Purple Light Touch was founded in 2015.
Wow. God-led. What does Purple Light Touch do?
So we work with women and young girls who are recovering from domestic violence, abuse, sex trafficking, women who are going through cancer, any life-altering situation.